Gang, I present to you a Her Monsters collection guide. If you're looking to expand your collection or if you just want to see what these NFTs are all about, this video will give you all the information you need to make a decision if and why you should add a Her Monsters NFT to your wallet. In this episode we're going over the Main Monster Militia, but in future videos I'll also show the OG apartments, Prio Squad including the 27 Club and a future expected mint. But starting now with the Main Monster Militia, hereinafter referred to as Triple M. Let's get into the numbers first. This collection has a supply of 4,444 monsters. The original mint price was 185 ADA. All-time high sale was 5,250 ADA. All-time low sale was 150 ADA, and the current floor price is sitting at 177. We saw the monsters more than double after mint, followed by a steady decline back to mint price in the following bear weeks. So why would you buy a Triple M? Well, first of all, let's talk about aesthetics. Her Monsters brand has such attention to detail, consistency, professionalism. Artist Miku, who is an expert in his field with over 15 years of experience working with brands like Red Bull, has once again delivered here beautiful artwork with this collection. You can buy based on trade rarity, personal preference as you normally do, but with Her Monsters you also gotta keep your eyes peeled for trade interactions. So let me explain this unique and exciting collection feature. To avoid having clumsy combinations where trades don't fit on top of one another or having to take out certain NFTs of the collection, Miku and Lev made sure that different trades would interact and have an effect on each other. You can have a shark tank here for example, but if you have a Foxtrot Lima Storch, that same shark tank will look like this. Same metadata but a different artwork. You can find tons of these, so scrolling through the collection is a lot of fun. If you know any combination you like, you can just search both trades and find these combinations. Also, you'll be able to name your monsters in the future, just so you know. And now let me show you some one-of-ones here, and there's also some Triple M that have been autographed by the Her Monsters team, or HQ as the team is called. There's one autographed monster for every HQ member. Then there are 10 right-facing monsters, which is called the Mutineer stance. And last but furthest from least, we have the mother of all, Foxy, the leading actress in the Her Monsters world, the only one that has the backwards pose and the hidden face. Of course, these monsters, apart from having their desirable artwork, can also expect something more that we'll look into now as we move to the utility of the Triple M. First we have the Foxy Fight Club, so in short, FFC will be the first gamified Web3 infused RPG fantasy league where your metadata matters. Your teams of NFTs battling and training in weekly or bi-weekly matches, seasonal tournaments, rewards including in-game resources, currency and stats that add a new level of rarity to your monsters with off-chain historical stats. Now trust me, from what I hear Lev saying, this is gonna be a complex and well thought out fantasy league, and there's gonna be visuals added to it as well. A big part of the gang have been buying their monsters based solely on these attributes. Every attribute has a roll between 35 and 65, with hit points being between 75 and 185. Unless you have class boost on your Triple M, each class has their own type of boost and sometimes nerf, so pay attention to that as well. Teaming up monsters of the same class will also unlock perks and moves in Foxy Fight Club, so going for the same type could be a play. And lastly, pay attention to the state your monster is from, because combining monsters of the same birth state will also unlock stat boost during the weekly fights. So buying some monsters with the same class and state is good, but you can always team up with other players in the gang as well. Now to find monsters with the skills that you're looking for, the gang uses this tool made by Blockchain When. Most people have been going just for the all-round powerhouses with a high total amount of attribute points, but going for monsters with a more specific expertise and combining different expertises in a team could also be a good play. And here you can sort on recently listed, so for you snipers out there, this is the tool for you. Now, the weapons will definitely play a role in FFC, although no specific mechanics are disclosed on those yet. What we do know now is that the weapons will be purchasable from the vending machine, so you can always find a weapon later if your monster doesn't have one. They will be upgradable, and with weapons we know that there will be a difference between non-lethal and lethal weapons. So the non-lethal weapons will be for the Foxy Fight Club, as we don't want to kill our fellow monsters of course, where the lethal weapons will be used for the PvE missions. Which is also the next feature that we'll talk about here. So far we've heard that there will be missions and heists in the world of her monsters, which can reap you rewards or maybe lose you resources depending on the success of a heist. There will be solo and co-op missions, some seasonal, some repetitive, but as far as I know, not much more is disclosed about those yet. Another way to earn rewards is through staking. Now, the name for the token used by her monsters is not yet released, but from what we gathered so far, at first the token will see most of its use cases within the her monsters world. We'll have to use it to rent rooms, buy weapons, buy consumables, invest in in-world businesses, which is set to cost a lot, so we'll likely need to make joint investment with other people in the gang, and also we'll be able to play in the arcade. Now, to speculate a little on future use cases, my thought is that we might see the token used for the Web3 University, the Drive-In Theater and the merch. And as some of you know, there will be 50 states in Bubblevania with each its own utility, and there'll even be 2 more countries created, so I'm expecting a lot more use cases as we see this powerhouse of a brand develop over the next few years. To stake your Triple M, it's important to know that you need to go through the OG apartments. Either you'll need to own an apartment yourself, or you have to rent a bedroom for your monster from another apartment holder. This way you'll earn the token, and there's also ways this will boost your monster stats for the Foxy Fight Club. But we'll get more into that in the next video when we'll talk about the OG apartments. So now that you know everything you need to know, get out there and find your monsters. If you still have some questions, just join the underground where the gang will be to help you. As you know, we run this city. There's a lot to learn about her monsters, and the underground is just the best place to start. If you liked the video, share it around please, and I'll see you on the next episode.